literally like I guess also like a gym bod. You know, like when you go to the gym for the first time, nobody's taking pictures, but like after a month, everyone's taking the ab pictures, right? They're like, yeah, what's up?
Day one feeling cute. Nah, it doesn't
No,
happen.
no, never. No one's feeling cute on day one. No, no, no. What's good? My name is Kyle from Trust the Process. This is season 2, and today I'm sitting down with a true visionary and video game professor, Dr. Kris Alexander. How's it going today?
Yo, it's going all right, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's a beautiful summer day outside. You know, the vibes are great. Life is good. I'm sure you can say the same, hopefully.
Yeah, well, you know, all things considered, we are all right. Trying to stay healthy. You got me out here in dad mode right now. That's why you got the drip like this.
I love the drip. For those of you that know Kris, I'm sure you've never seen drip like this, but it's a Trust the Process premiere for you guys with the bucket hat and the sweater. Background is popping as well.
Thanks, man. It's a new one I'm piloting out for season 2 of The Classroom coming up in, I guess, a couple of weeks, you know.
Without further ado, give us a little introduction. Tell us who you are, what you do, and how you became the video game professor.
So my name is Dr. Kris Alexander, known at Ryerson as a video games professor. I focus on video game design, esports, broadcasting, and collegiate esports infrastructure. And I guess design deals with how we make, create, and shape experience for somebody other than ourselves. Esports production, some of the tech we've got going on right here that we helped and we taught Kyle as well in the classroom. Those Twitch streamers out there and YouTubers, you know what I'm talking about. And collegiate esports infrastructure, I like to build infrastructure, and what I mean by that are support, facilities, pathways, linking students with their path of study and the video games industry. And also this one has also to do with playing of video games at the collegiate and varsity levels.
So you're no stranger to video games. You've been playing it all your life. You're ranked. But one thing I think that really stood out to me when I first met you was that you were like, yeah, I play video games, but it's so much more than that. And to be honest with you, I'm not a person that plays too much. So I was like, well, like, wait, what you mean? You know, it's a video game. You know, you're playing, it's entertainment. But what you taught me is that its impact is so far greater than just entertainment.
Yeah, so the easiest way I've been summarizing this alongside my partner in crime, Jeffrey LaChapelle, out of the Conduit Research Lab at Ryerson, Video Games and Esports, is when I approach somebody, I say to them, I recently said this to Jill Dunlop, Minister of, I think it's Ontario. I said to her, I want to talk to you about video games, but everything other than the playing of video games. As soon as I said that, everybody was like, oh shoot. Because mostly what people are complaining about and talking about is the playing of video games. But yo, how do you get somebody's input to be detected? Why does the hair look so realistic? How come the lighting looks so spectacular? Wait, when I walked past this certain thing, the music seemed to intensify. This is not random, ladies and gentlemen. These are all things that are created by other humans. It's not random, it's not computer generated. It's human generated. So every single industry that you can think of connects to the video games industry. And I'm still waiting for somebody to come up and say to me, yeah, this one doesn't connect to video games. Because like law, architecture, project management, culinary arts, all of these things have ties to video games and esports.
Yeah, I was looking at one of your videos and where you mentioned that even the technology in our cellular devices and the way they design the UI is influenced by video games. And I was like, whoa, that's mind-blowing.
If you've ever played Silent Hill Shattered Memories and press pause, my guy holds up the cell phone and be like, wait a second, I saw this. Either a user made it as a skin or it was influenced directly. And that's what you're seeing. The industry is roughly, I guess, coming on 35 years old or young thus far. And so humans like yourself and myself, we grew up seeing things like Mario Kart, like the structures inside of like Wipeout. You're seeing it everywhere. You're influenced by what you've consumed, and we're seeing that make its way into market.
Even in the playing, I think there's something to learn from video games. That's the catch, right? Like,
community building, association, fandom, actual offline education, because people aren't just sitting there saying, oh, that game is great. They're like, hey, you remember when they did a frame skip and they did the rocket jump? They're talking about strategies they're building. It's imagined communities. And when I talk about imagined communities, it's this idea that people associate with the community by doing, but it's imagined because there's no way that they're actually connecting with every single member of the community. For example, I have an affinity with the Street Fighter community, but I haven't met all of the players of the Street Fighter community. So it's an imagined community for me. You know what I'm saying? And so
I got you.
When we look at how vast video games and esports can be for society outside of playing, because really, and I forgot to mention this, when people are complaining, we're generally talking about two things: the playing of video games and parenting.
Yeah, it always comes up somehow.
That's it.
Yeah, the idea of imagined communities is amazing to me, and I think like we're already so used to that. Like, think of music. Like, I love The Weeknd. You know, I'm into his stuff, but I don't know every single Weeknd fan. I don't even know The Weeknd.
Yeah.
But I'm a part of the community.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about, you know, your mentality, your process a little bit, and that involves the do-it-yourself mentality you kind of instilled in me through, you know, doing this whole trust the process. Like, this guy right here, big influence, big reason it's happening, just so y'all know. I remember going to you when I wanted to do this, and I was like, you know, I want to go in person, I want to shoot these interviews, but I'm like, I'm not sure, that's going to be difficult. And all you said was like, oh, you want to do that? Then do it. Like, what's stopping you? Like, I don't understand. Like, just get it done, you know?
That sounds like me.
Yeah.
So it's pretty simple. Jeffrey and I really have a philosophy at the Conduit Research Lab, is we tend to not talk about anything until it's done. And the other thing is, there's so much you can learn, and really growth only happens when you're doing something on your own. I've been doing a lot of reading about this, right? You can work in groups, you can do all this, but the mastery of a specific task often involves you practicing on your own. And because of how connected we are, sometimes people forget that. And so every day I'm doing something towards what I love to do. I started learning the Unreal Engine about 2 weeks ago. I built the entire first level for the game that I'm currently working on, all for free, off of YouTube tutorials and from Epic Games' online learning, which is free with tests and everything. There's so much on the internet right now. And whenever somebody comes to me with, I can't, I'm sort of like, did you type that into a search engine? Because I'm pretty sure you can. And so I just don't believe this idea of I'm unable to and I can't. For example, some people say I can't stream because I don't have a camera. There's free pieces of software that will allow you to use your phone as a web camera, and a free piece of software called OBS that will allow you to patch in, and free lookup tables, LUTs, to help you do your color adjustment so that you couldn't go like, oh, and you don't have a mic? Well, there's a separate free app that will use the mic on your cell phone as a microphone. So you got a Bluetooth headset, yo, just pin it under here and you got a mic right now. Really, there's very few excuses out there other than humans trying to convince you that they don't want to do the work. You know what I mean? And it's possible. And I'm not trying to say this like, oh, nobody wants to work. I'm saying if you really want to do something, you're going to do it. And the other thing I want to sort of caution people about is announcing before doing, right? Because mastery comes from the doing. Calling yourself a CEO of something is very different from doing the work that would take to become CEO, building the thing, and then announcing, that's it, here's the registered number, all this stuff. There's so much to be learned from others about what not to do. My mom would say that a lot of times. And a lot of times I see people talking. There's a lot of messaging, posting, selfieing. That stuff to me is not as important as sitting and watching a tutorial and doing it. And perhaps it's like practicing and learning the piano. You can announce, I'm going to be a master pianist.
Yeah.
And then what, yo? You're going to start streaming your one finger technique from the beginning?
Yeah.
That's not a good look. What you would do
Not a
is,
good look.
yo, let me just do this thing. I'm telling you that because that's my process as well, right? I've been playing piano for over 28 years. People don't know that. But I'm not walking around saying, oh, you know, because I know people will mop the floor with me because they do it every day. I did it as a hobby and I did it when I was making hip hop music back in the day. So it's like it's another thing I want people to be wary about. The process is useful, but the broadcasting of the process, yeah, I don't know. All these companies that you look up to, I don't know how many of them were announcing what they were doing before they did it. Just watch who you look up to, how they perform.
It just tells us so much about our society today with regards to, you know, social media being there, and you always want to, you know, everyone's always grinding, so you want to show that you're grinding too. And I've fallen victim to that like 100 times, 100%, where it's like, yeah, well, I'm working too, you know, like, check it out, you know, this is what I'm doing. But, you know, at the end of the day, you just gotta wait until it's done and then show them when it's actually there.
Yeah, one incredible way of doing that is to like grab a pot, grab some soil and try and grow something.
Yeah.
You would never selfie in front of a pot saying, starting to become a planter. You wouldn't. You would do the thing and be like, yo, after months of cultivating, waking up, adjusting lighting, mirrors, all this stuff to get the light just right. Yo, I got tomatoes and I found one squished on the ground outside and I was able to dry it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm talking about stuff that's possible. Maybe I've done it. But my point is, if you're looking at actual process doesn't necessarily have time to post.
Literally, like, I guess also like a gym bod, you know, like when you go to the gym the first time, nobody's taking pictures, but like after a month, everyone's taking the ab pictures, right? They're like, yeah, what's up?
Day one feeling cute. Nah, it doesn't happen.
No, never. No one's feeling cute on day one. No.
I need a t-shirt that says trust the process. No one feels cute on day one, man. That was a hot quote right there.
All right. Okay. I might send you. You might have one at your front door.
Yeah, I like that. Exclusive merch. You gotta get some dope quotes out of this from yourself, man. Get that merch. I'd rock it, yo.